First and foremost, I want to give my condolences to the family of Officer Enrique Martinez. I'm being inspired to become a police officer. This unfortunately happened in my city is the reality of the out of control violence that Chicago has to go with day in and day out. The details of this story that's coming out is more sickening than the next thing I'm hearing. For the person that shot, they just released his mugshot. For the person that shot Officer Martinez fatally, he also killed his friend. Like he also killed his friend who was in the driver's seat. That's what's the most scary is that it's people like this out in Chicago. Like he's not the only person that has that mindset of like I don't care about literally anything. There's probably more people like him and people that wants to be like him. So it's a dangerous situation in Chicago when literally you just want to do your job. As an officer, you want to do your job, you want to go home to your family, you want to make sure that nobody gets hurt. But unfortunately, you come face to face with a literal demon. You go face to face with a literal demon. I just seen his mug shot. I'll probably find some time and I'll put it up here on the screen. But literally, this guy literally has no remorse, no nothing for what he did. And my reaction to this was literally, it was almost senseless. It was almost senseless as if, okay, some criminals have the mindset is, I'm not going back, right? This guy was already on ankle monitor out of Will County. So he's not even from the city of Chicago. He's from the suburbs somewhere. So you was already on house arrest. You was already a convicted felon and you was in possession of literally a weapon of mass destruction. You had a weapon, more than likely a Glock, with a switch on it and an extended clip. That's in Chicago. That's a weapon of mass destruction. It don't get no fully kitted than that. And to use that with no regard, because like I said, you hit your homie who was in the driver's side, pushed his body out of the car to hit the officer, and you still dragged another person up under the car. Absolutely crazy. And then the story continues to develop to where the guy like broke out, got away on foot, went into somebody's house to cut the ankle monitor off. Now he was still caught shortly after, but yeah, he wouldn't have you can't let somebody like that lose your sight. You can't let somebody like that lose you. Now get it, was probably two responding officers, two responding units, and you need to have a unit there to take care of your fallen officer. You just can't leave them to go chase after the criminal. The criminal, we gonna get to him. So I get that. But it should have been, especially with three people in the car, you need at least two units to do that. Again, I am deeply sorry to the family of Officer Enrique Martinez. I'm sorry you came face to face with somebody who literally didn't care about you, themselves, who they was with. Literally nothing ever mattered. Nothing mattered to them. And that's probably the most scary. That's the scariest part. That's the scariest part about it all, is that he didn't care, and it's people like him that's still out in the city that have that same mindset, that has that same mentality, is that I'm not going back and I'm not going down without a fight. Unfortunately, this is one of those instances that's real life that we see in the movies or we hear about it in music and rap videos. I'm not going out, and literally this is reality in the city that I live in. This happened not too far from me. Of course, I'm further south side than this, but this happened on the south side. I believe this was the Chatham area. This was like the 80th and like Ingleside or something like that. Not the east, but this is still south side. So this is gonna be bad. I don't know what this means for the rest of Chicago going forward. I can see cops being on edge. And again, you have to have your wits about you, especially when you know you dealing in the area and dealing with people who they have no regard for you or nobody else. This is hardening. This is sickening to me. I don't want to see